You know that feeling when you walk into a room and there's just that guy, not the loudest, not the richest, but something about the way he carries himself pulls your attention without him asking for it. And then you look at the other men, scrolling, complaining, waiting for life to hand them something. The difference isn't luck, it isn't talent, it isn't even money. It's what they do when no one is watching. Here's what psychology tells us. Strength isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's a behavioral pattern. Every time you act with discipline, the neural pathways behind that behavior get stronger. Every time you take the easy way out, same process, opposite direction. You are not just what you think, you are what you repeatedly do. Here are 10 habits that separate the men who are building something real from the ones who are just getting by. Stay until habit 10. It's the one most men never even consider, and it might be the one that changes everything. Habit number 1. Wake up with intention. Think about the last time you hit snooze. Those minutes didn't leave you rested. They left you groggy and already behind. Weak men let the morning happen to them. Strong men decide how it begins. Research on morning cortisol response shows the first 30 minutes after waking set the behavioral tone for your entire day. How you start primes how you continue. One deliberate choice the moment you open your eyes. Get up. Move. Own the first minute. Habit number 2. Keep your word to yourself. Most men think integrity means keeping promises to other people. But the deeper layer is the promises you make to yourself when no one is listening. You said you'd wake up early. You didn't. You said you'd finish that task. You pushed it again. Psychologists call this self-concept erosion, a slow chipping away at your own self-trust. That belief bleeds into everything: your confidence, your ambition, your relationships. Private integrity is the foundation of public strength. Habit number 3. Control what you consume. Your brain doesn't distinguish between real threats and digital ones. Every piece of outrage, drama, or negativity you scroll through triggers a real stress response. Do that 50 times a day, and you're walking around in a low-grade state of anxiety without knowing why. Psychologists call this cognitive load accumulation. Your mental bandwidth gets quietly drained by content that gives nothing back. Strong men are selective, not because they're avoiding reality, but because they understand that what goes in shapes what comes out. Your focus, your mood, your decisions, all downstream of what you consume. Guard the input, control the output. Habit number 4. Train your body like it's non-negotiable. Not to look good, not to impress anyone, but because a man who stops challenging his body slowly loses his relationship with discomfort, and a man who can't handle discomfort can't handle much else. Sports psychologists have found that men who train consistently develop higher frustration tolerance and stronger self-efficacy. The deep belief that you are capable of doing hard things. You don't need 2 hours. You need consistency. What matters is that every day you prove to yourself that you show up even when you don't feel like it. That proof compounds, and eventually it becomes identity. Habit number 5. Speak less, say more. Weak men fill silence. They over-explain, overshare, and talk just to be heard. Strong men understand that words have weight, and the more you use, the less each one means. Research in social psychology shows that men who speak with restraint are consistently perceived as more confident, more competent, and more trustworthy. Not because they know more, because they waste nothing. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about precision. Say what you mean what you say. Let the silence work for you. The man who doesn't need to fill every room with his voice is usually the one everyone listens to when he speaks. Habit number 6. Choose your environment deliberately. You are not just shaped by your decisions. You are shaped by the people around you and the standards those environments silently enforce. Psychologists call this social norming. We unconsciously calibrate our behavior to match the people closest to us. Spend time around men who settle and drift, and drifting starts to feel normal. Strong men audit their circle. They choose rooms that pull them up, not ones that make mediocrity comfortable. Your environment is either working for you or against you. There is no neutral. Habit number 7. Reflect daily, even briefly. Most men are so busy reacting to life that they never stop to evaluate it. Days blur into weeks, weeks into years, and somewhere along the way they lose the thread of who they were trying to become. High performers across fields, from athletes to executives, share one common habit. They review, not obsessively, just honestly. What worked? What didn't? Where they drifted? 5 minutes at the end of the day. No phone. Just you and the question, did I act like the man I want to be today? That question, asked consistently, changes everything. Habit number 8. Do the hard thing first. Every morning, you wake up with a finite amount of willpower. Psychologists call this ego depletion. The more decisions and resistance you face throughout the day, the weaker your self-control becomes. Weak men delay the hard thing. They warm up with easy tasks, tell themselves they'll get to it later, and by evening, the energy is gone and the hard thing is still sitting there. Strong men front-load the discomfort. They eat the frog first. Whatever requires the most courage or focus, that goes first. Do it before the day has a chance to talk you out of it. Habit number 9. Build something beyond yourself. Men who live only for their own comfort eventually feel empty. Not because they failed, but because comfort alone was never enough to feel alive. Psychologists studying purpose and motivation have found that men with a clear sense of direction report significantly higher resilience and stronger self-worth than those without one. It doesn't have to be a business, a skill, a craft, a vision. What matters is that you're moving towards something that would still exist even if no one applauded it. Weak men wait to feel motivated. Strong men build, and the motivation follows. Habit number 10. Master your relationship with comfort. This is the one most men never examine. Not avoiding comfort entirely, but knowing when it's a reward and when it's a trap. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. The more you indulge comfort without earning it, the less it satisfies, and the harder any discomfort becomes to tolerate. The couch feels better after a hard workout. Rest means something when it's earned. Strong men enjoy comfort, but they know the difference between recovery and hiding. These 10 habits won't transform you overnight, but that's exactly the point. Strength isn't built in a single moment of motivation. It's built in the quiet, unglamorous repetition of small choices. The ones nobody sees, the ones that don't feel significant in the moment, but compound into something undeniable over time. The gap between the man you are and the man you want to be isn't closed by one big decision. It's closed one habit at a time. You already know which ones you need to work on. The question is whether you'll start today or wait for a better moment that never comes.